Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I talk about motherhood, I talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of natural, eco-friendly, try to keep things positive but real. If you're into that, please subscribe. If you're not new here, welcome back. Please like the video. Thanks for coming back. Today I want to talk about if I regret co-sleeping. I feel like there's kind of two camps. You've got the camps that are like, co-sleeping is the best thing in the whole wide world, and like they don't really share some of the cons that can come up, or they just like fluff it up and they're like, it's fine. Or you've got the people who are like, co-sleeping is dangerous, I would never even consider it. Done. If you're in that camp, go listen to a podcast that I recently did. It talks about the biology of co-sleeping, how your sleep cycles sync. Like, it's wild the things that happen. I just wanted to share with you, if you're considering co-sleeping, I was never like, I'm gonna be a co-sleeper. It just kind of happened. Or if you're like me and it kind of happened and you're like, should I keep doing this? I don't know. Just want to give you both sides a little bit so that you can decide for yourself. Before we get super into this, I do want to say that this video is sponsored by Catalina Crunch, which is a 0 sugar cereal. And I like giving it to Aaliyah because I don't want to give her like a bowl of sugar in the morning. So I'm going to quickly tell you more about that. I found this company when we did 75 hard and we gave up added sugars. It was just at Target. And I got the chocolate one because I love chocolate, but I actually really like this fruity one. This one tastes like Fruity Pebbles. You can see it's like all colorful. It's 100% vegan, it's gluten-free, it's 0 sugar, keto, non-GMO, nothing artificial. I really enjoy it. It's made by a diabetic, so they also do like cookies and they do trail mix, but we already ate all that. And then sometimes I give this to her in a bowl with cereal, and sometimes I just put it in a stasher bag and give it to her as a snack. So if you're looking for like a no sugar breakfast, this is a good alternative. So like I said, my Target had this, so your Target might have it too, but if not, you can just go to their website. You can subscribe and have it just delivered to your house and save 20%. Another thing you can do on their website is choose like, oh, Shayla said she loved the dark chocolate. Cool. What are the ingredients in that? What are the details of that? Awesome. Oh, right here's all the things I need to know. So then when you go to like their trail mix, you can see the same thing. Oh, this is what the trail mix is like. Pretty informative. If you want to give it a try, go to catalinacrunch.com and you can use code HEYSHAYLA for 15% off and free shipping. Okay, so the first thing I want to say about co-sleeping is this is something that you get to decide for your family. Nobody else gets to weigh in on it. It's your decision. You and your partner's decision. So you both have to be comfortable with it, or you both are not comfortable with it. Whatever it is, that's fine. The other thing I want to say is if you decide or you happen to co-sleep in the beginning, you can always change it. You can always change it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we did. So with our first, like I said, I was never like, we have to co-sleep. It just happened. That was the best place that she slept. I just nursed her to sleep. We fell right back asleep. I got more sleep. I kind of do a pros and cons list. So the pro would be in the beginning, you get more sleep. I did because I slept well with my babies. Some of my friends were like, no, every noise they made, I was too anxious. And I feel like that's where the podcast might help you out to like ease your mind a little bit. I got more sleep. So that was a huge pro for us. We just rolled with it because I'm a big do what works until it doesn't. We put her down for her naps and the start of bedtime in her own bed. And then she'd wake up and then we'd bring her in our bed, and her naps, she would just stay in her own bed. We do floor beds. I have videos on that as well. That way I could nurse her to sleep, she'd fall asleep, and then I could get up and go away. Or like go do whatever I needed to do during her nap. Then I got pregnant with my second kid. And I was like, how am I going to do this? Like I can't co-sleep with 2 kids, right? I don't know how to do that. I was like, we need to sleep train her. So we hired Bedrock Sleep. Got a whole video talking about how we sleep trained her and exactly what we did. We could put her to sleep in her bed and go downstairs. It was mind-blowing. When I was doing the interview with the sleep consultant, I was like, I don't believe you. 10 days, I don't believe you. It happened. So then baby came along, both of them got sick. And so back into our bed she came. And we could have re-sleep trained her because we knew all the things, but we just didn't. So I do bedtime most nights just because of our schedule. For me, it's easier to have them just both in bed with me. So we do bath time, then we go to bed. And I'll maybe do a whole video on logistically how it works because I literally remember being like, how do you do that? How do you do 2 children in a bed at one time? A brief overview is you kind of have some sort of barrier. So like maybe your mattress is on the floor. You could have like a toddler or a crib set on the toddler setting so that the crib is like right next to the bed so they can be right there. We just do like a stack of pillows, baby, mom, and then toddler, and then sometimes dad is there. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. We are very happy. We know that this is a season of our life, and we value that the kids are close to me. So that's kind of like how we got into this, and honestly, I love it. But I think that there are a lot of cons that people don't talk about. So I've got my notes over here. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So a pro is for having them co-sleep is that they're close. I love that they're close. I sleep better when they're with me. If they're not with me, I like can't fall asleep until they wake up, and then I can bring them with me. If they wake up scared, I'm right there. If they wake up and have to go potty, we can go potty. If they wake up and they have to throw up, I'm right there. Like, I just love that I'm there for them when they need me. It gives me peace of mind a little bit. And honestly, I absolutely love the snuggles, because sometimes she just wakes up to go, Mom, snuggle me. And I'm like, oh, come here. A con, though, is that some people get very touched out. I don't really get touched out too much. Like, I like the touch. I mean, like, that's constant touching all day long and then all night long. That's just all touching all the time. But that can be a huge con for somebody that like needs a little bit of space. And if that's you, fine. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad. The whole thing about motherhood is doing what is working for you and your family. So if that is like makes you cringe inside, don't do it. It can also be super uncomfortable, because a lot of times you're in like weird positions trying to like manage being the monkey in the middle, which I always hated, but it's somehow easier with babies. So I'm gonna stand up for this to kind of show you. So I'll be like this, right? I've got nursing baby on this side, toddler on this side. So when the toddler falls asleep, I'll usually wiggle my arm out and do one of these, and then I'm kind of just like with the baby because she's co-sleeping, but I'm kind of doing like this. So I should be laying flat, but I'm kind of like this, and then I'm tweaking, and it's awful. My chiro is like, take a pillow and put it along your backside so you can just lean back on it and keep breastfeeding, and you like, your body just goes, ugh, and it just relaxes. So I would highly recommend just like propping your back up with a pillow a little bit. Huge tip. Another pro for me is that this snuggle closeness time is time that I will never get back, and time that I will never regret later on. I just want to snuggle them forever and ever and ever. And the moments that I'm snuggling with them, I feel like I'm just in motherhood bliss. Like, I'm just like, this is the best thing in the whole wide world. And then we wake up together. I love it. I will be glad that this is like the decision that I made, because I love it now. However, I do not get much, if anything, done at night. Our bedtime's kind of late. It's like 8 o'clock. It takes them a while to fall asleep. So my night is kind of eaten up. So it's not like I can go watch a movie with Seth or journal or go work out or go whatever. I don't have a lot of time at night to get things done by myself. So what that means is that I have to be doing a lot of this stuff when they're awake. And that's kind of a Montessori style. Like, they help unload the dishwasher. You're cleaning while they're with you. You don't have to like play with them and then do your stuff. You kind of just get to coexist, and it takes the weight off of that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I can't do this while they're awake. Like, no, I can. We can do it together. They can participate in this. Hunt, Gather, Parent was a really good book that kind of talked about coexisting with your kids, and it like just changed your mindset on it a little bit. Super helpful. When they're falling asleep, they don't wake each other up. So Aaliyah can be like, wah, 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 and the baby just passes out. She goes to sleep. Or Aaliyah's super tired and the baby's like, wah, 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 and she kind of is like, tell Ezzy to go to sleep. And I'm like, okay, Ezzy, it's time to go to sleep. And I feel like they just know. Aaliyah would nurse on this side, then on this side, this side, then on this side. Ezzy just stays on this side because the toddler's over here. And the toddler knows that this is her side and this is the baby side. And so they just know. I don't know. It's weird. And I think it's by design. I feel like people used to sleep all together. So when Aaliyah falls asleep, she's like almost 3. She's 2.5, 3. She's asleep. When the baby falls asleep, every sleep cycle, she's kind of like, hey, where are you? So like every 40 minutes she wakes up. She does it about 2 times and then she's out. But by then it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's time for me to go to bed. So I know if I need to get something done, I can put them to sleep. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go back into the room a couple times. She goes back to sleep quickly. I just have to go in there, kind of pat her butt or give her the boob for a second. She falls asleep and then I can leave. But I know that I need to go back in twice. And I need to know that. Otherwise I get really frustrated. So I'm like, okay, I know I'm going in twice. It'll be quick and then I can go out. And then the first few hours of the morning, so from like 4 to 6, they're waking up a couple times as well. Because I was like, I'm going to find a place for me time and it's going to be at 4 a.m. and I'll be so happy because I'm a morning person. I want to wake up. So I woke up at 4 a.m. for like a week and it was just an absolute disaster because as soon as I wasn't in the bed, they woke up. And so they were up like an hour before they were supposed to. And I was like, it's just going to figure itself out. Aaliyah was exhausted because she was getting not enough sleep. Ezzy was all over the board. It was just a mess. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. So you can't really get up too much early, or you get up knowing that they'll be up within like the next 40 minutes. So they don't wake each other up at night, but in the morning, one might wake up and then wake the other up, and now we're both up. And I used to get really frustrated with that because I was like, oh my gosh, they just wake each other up. And I have a friend who goes sleeps and she's like, yeah, they do. It's like morning time. One wakes up, the other wakes up. That's fine. I'm like, okay. think I just needed someone to say that, like, no, that's what happens, and it's fine. And so now I'm fine with it. So not only do I get less time to like do stuff, I get less me time, right? I get less, as a stay-at-home or working from home mom, I'm with them all day, and then I'm with them to go to sleep, and then I'm with them all night. So like me time, not really super, I don't have a lot of it. So that's why I get creative with like doing things with them, or like this. As he's sleeping, Aaliyah's watching a show downstairs. This is what we do. And not feeling bad about it because this is our situation. However, working moms sometimes say that they love co-sleeping because they're at school all day, and then I have a little bit of time with them for like dinner, bath time, and then they go to bed. So when they're in bed, I like them close to me. So I thought that was interesting that they liked the co-sleeping. Pro is that I'm very efficient with my time now. I know that I have like 45 minutes to get something done, and I need to do it. I need to focus and get it done. And I figured out, like, is this necessary for my business? No. Is this necessary for my happiness? Yes. I have to choose, like, okay, I'm not even doing that. I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Hire this out. This brings me joy, and I have got a strong filter of things to do because my time is so limited. But I think that's a pro. I've become more efficient, and I like that. I used to be like a psycho about sleep and like making sure that they got it and like managing it all. I've completely let that go. My life has just been so much better. But I still track everything on the Huckleberry app just because I can't keep track of like, how long has she been sleeping? How long ago did she wake up? And so I do it mostly just to kind of like manage the time because I'm not very good at like keeping track of stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna touch briefly on relationships. Like I said, sometimes Seth and I are separate, sometimes we're together, but we like the choice that we're making, and we're very intentional about connecting. So if one of us is like, hey, I haven't really connected with you lately, we'll make sure to do a movie night. And it's not gonna look the same way it did with kids. Some relationships it might. We don't go out on dates. We don't go out to dinner, but like we'll order in and then have dinner as a family, or we just have undivided like phone away time. But we can feel that when we're like not connecting, and we'll just say it to the other person like, hey, I feel like I'm not connecting, like, can we do something tonight? Yeah, great, done, boom. It took me a while to be okay with not doing your typical date things, knowing that our cup would still be filled doing these alternative things. So my goal moving forward is for them to share a bed. I'm thinking, I've got 2 twins, so I'm gonna try and figure out how to like make them go together. We'll lay down with them, they'll fall asleep, and then they can like comfort each other in the night. That's kind of what I'm hoping, and then that they feel safe and comfortable with each other. TBD on how that works, but I have a friend that does it, and she's like, it's amazing. And so I feel like that's kind of where it will be headed. Overall though, I do not regret co-sleeping. I get less me time. I have to be more intentional with my husband. I just have less time. For me, I just love the snuggles. I love them so much. Like, I look forward to bedtime, laying down with them, and I would choose it again, and I would do it again, and I will continue to do it until it doesn't work. And I'm open knowing that at some point it might not work, and we might have to change things up, and that's fine. I hope this video is helpful for you to kind of like weigh the pros and cons, because I felt like when the co-sleepers were like, you have to do it, they didn't tell me that like I wouldn't have as much time to do other things that I would need to. I just feel like it's such a short time period, and this is like what makes me happy at the moment. So I would love to hear any more pros and cons that I've missed. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye.